Hello, I'm Chris Pizzala. I'm an aviation attorney and a member of the Lawyer Pilots Bar Association. This short presentation will provide some helpful information on how to set up and coordinate a presentation at one of our conferences. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to thank our speakers. Without you, we wouldn't have these wonderful CLEs and be able to hold these excellent conferences. You make this possible and make our entire organization possible because of how important these CLEs and these conferences are to us. So once again, thank you for agreeing to speak. We look forward to hearing your presentation. Now let's take a look at a couple of the key points to keep in mind as you're setting up your presentation. First and foremost, we're very flexible about presentations. We look forward to your presentation in whatever format and style it comes in. Everything here is just a suggestion. Our only hard requirement is the time frame allotted in the program. Otherwise, feel free to explore any styles, methods, presentation you'd like to do. Our conventional setup, pun intended, includes the usual items: a projector, oftentimes overhead, a laptop that runs on Microsoft, as well as an audio system that includes a microphone. We will do our best to connect the audio system to the laptop as well to provide audio for the presentations. However, from time to time we do have issues with the audio, particularly from the laptop. So we always ask speakers to be prepared to go without audio if necessary. This photo demonstrates a common setup used at our conventions. On the right, we have a digital screen. Sometimes we use a projector. In this case, we used a digital screen very similar to a TV. On the left, we have the speaker's podium, which includes the microphone and the laptop. As you can see, we had a large red penguin stand in for our speaker to get this photo. Here's a couple items to keep in mind. First, we find that Microsoft PowerPoint works the best. If you have slides in another format, such as Apple or Google Slides, please consider converting those to Microsoft PowerPoint. Those tend to run better on the Microsoft computer, obviously, and tend to work better with many of the projectors we select. The background you choose for your presentation is optional and up to you. However, if you'd like a copy of the background that we used on this particular presentation, or a similar one we have with a slightly darker background, that should be available from the website where you found this video. Additionally, audio is sometimes available. In other words, if you have a video you'd like to show, we'll do our best to connect the audio to the speakers. As I mentioned before, this is a bit of a problem from us time to time, and probably more often than that, to be honest. So again, if you're going to do sound, let us know in advance so we can get that set up. And the same with videos. We're very happy to support videos. However, if you are going to do videos, please download them to your hard drive or embed them in the presentation. We're not guaranteed to have Wi-Fi connections, and in many cases, it can be very difficult to download these on the day of the presentation. On the day of the presentation, the speakers are more than welcome to bring their own laptops and connect them to the projector. Most of the time, we have an HDMI connection to that projector. If you don't have an HDMI plug on your computer, consider bringing an adapter for one. Additionally, all the speakers are more than welcome to use the LPBA laptop, which does have an HDMI plug to connect into projectors. Additionally, the LPBA laptop has a standard USB plug. In order to bring your presentation and transfer it to the LPBA computer, please bring it on the USB drive. We will transfer it to the hard drive of the computer, and after the presentation is complete, we will delete that from our hard drive. Once again, if you're using either Apple or Google, we recommend converting this to Microsoft. Both Apple and Google have a conversion process that can be selected through the export. If you need help with that, please let us know and we can talk you through it. Additionally, please download all your materials to your USB drive in advance. In many cases, we've had technical issues in which the speaker said they tested their laptop the day prior or tested their materials. That being said, if you are going to test your presentation with a video or audio the day prior, please do it without an internet connection to make sure that that information is on your computer or on your USB drive and not downloading each time. In addition to your presentation, we do ask that you provide written materials to go along with it. This can be as simple as printing out the slides, or in this case, digitally transferring the slides, and also including a biography. Please provide any materials you'd like to include and your biography at least 2 weeks prior to the convention so we have time to bring it into the program. If you're able to provide that in PDF, portable document format, that would be great. Otherwise, please feel free to send in any format you have and we'll do the conversion to PDF. All the materials and bios are converted into PDF and provided to our members on the day of the conference via our website. Additionally, if you are converting slides into materials, please consider moving multiple slides onto one piece of paper, or we're digital now, so the equivalent of one page, in order to minimize the number of pages that need to be transmitted, and for our members who may choose to print the slides, we'll reduce the amount of papers required. In addition to the written materials, we also ask the speakers to provide the presentations a few days in advance. It does not need to be 2 weeks. If we receive the slides a few days in advance, that's more than sufficient. We ask for a copy of the slides so that we can place them on the LPBA laptop in case the laptop the speaker brings does not work or there's an issue transferring from the USB drive. We absolutely want to make sure that we have the slides available, so we ask the speakers to provide them both in advance and also bring them day of on their own laptop or on a USB drive. If the file is too big to transmit, which is very common via email, please get in touch with us and we can set up a Dropbox or other transfer mechanism to get a copy of those slides from you. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to us at lawyerpilot.org or at the phone number on the screen. Once again, we look forward to your presentation.